literally just sat back down after running around touching different televisions. How is everybody? Hi, Trevor.
Hello, Mara. How are you?
Doing great. I'd like to show off right away my really awesome cup that I'm going to be drinking out of this entire time.
Wonderful, wonderful. The cup looks better than the movie.
I want to thank everyone for tuning in to our second episode of The Basement. Sadly, there will not be any poop talk this episode, so I'm very sorry. I
That
just
we
want
know
to
of.
make that up front. Let's hope. So, as always, I'm joined by my spectacular co host, Trevor. We also have Dan Merle engineering for us again today. And coming up soon, we're going to be joined by Brandon, Hannah, and Sabrina Ramirez. So, you might know them from the Schmodown or various other science related things or SEN related things. We're going to be talking Loki and Space Jam, perhaps. And Trevor, what have you watched this week?
What have I watched this week? Yes, this is the start of a segment, the birth of a segment. What I watched this week? I watched the Boss Baby Family Business. Um, so that was a movie that existed. Jeff Goldblum's in it, and that's the only thing that's good.
I didn't even know that. That's how little I knew about that movie.
Yeah, it's Jeff Goldblum's in it. Watched Spirit Untamed, the other 2021 DreamWorks film, which I actually really enjoy. Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron. I really enjoy Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron. From I think it's '01.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a solid film, but like just this story in 3D animation didn't work for me. I much prefer it in the hand drawn 2D animation, and it was told from the perspective of humans. I don't know. It was much more akin to the Netflix show, which is not great compared to the
Hmm.
original film. So I was not a fan. People maybe yeah, that's it was a movie.
Everything about that's
Um,
wrong. He's wearing the little sock keeper uppers. There's it
yeah,
looks like a garter belt though, and I think that that's not okay.
it's off-putting. Like most of the movie. But yeah, not a fan of either of the DreamWorks releases. Then I watched Private Benjamin for the first time with
Oh,
Goldie
really?
Hawn.
What do you think?
I was on board until the last 20 minutes. I really enjoyed most of the film. I really liked Goldie Hawn's performance, but like I don't know, it felt like a completely different movie for the last 20 minutes when she goes to like France or Italy or wherever she is over in Europe. Spoilers for a movie that came out 41 years ago. But it's just a complete tonal shift from how like the first hour 20 hour 30 of the movie was. I don't know, it was very off. But I did like most of the movie. Then I watched Oblivion.
Oh, I love
um
that movie. I'm so glad that's in Inner Geekdom now.
I thought it was perfectly okay. I talked with Dan briefly about it earlier this week, and I liked what he said. It's forgettable. You could say that it has been obliviated from my mind.
Oh, look at that. We're crossing franchises. Shared universe.
Whoa.
Hashtag
Yeah,
canon.
canon. I also didn't realize. So I'm Mar. I'm sure you know how to pronounce the guy's last name. Who directed Oblivion? It's Joseph K.
Uh,
Something.
Kosinski, I believe. It's very easy.
Kosinski.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought there was like two more syllables in there. Um,
I think you might be thinking of like Timur Bekmambetov or one of the other very complicated Inner Geekdom directors.
yes, yeah, yeah. I very distinctly imagined two more syllables in there. But yeah, I didn't realize that he did Tron Legacy as
I
his
really
feature
like that,
review.
by the way. I tried to show it to Dan like 5 years ago and he fell asleep on the sofa 15 minutes in. To be fair, though, he was tired and he hadn't ever seen Tron. I love Tron. I don't care what people
Yeah,
say. It's a
okay.
classic to me. And I like Tron Legacy. I like it. I'm just going to say it. Garrett Hedlund. Didn't know that I needed that in my life, but I did.
That's fair. Um, Okay, then I watched Gloria from 1980. John Cassavetes' film. It's a Gina Rowlands, I think, stars. It's actually a lot of fun. It's a fun. I mean, it's a concept that's been done before, but the performances are really solid in it. I liked what Cassavetes did with it. So check it out if you want to watch that movie. I rewatched
I
Mitchell's
actually
vs. the
haven't seen it.
Machines. Oh, you haven't
Of
seen
course you
Glory?
did. No, I haven't.
I I love Phil Lord and Chris Miller like so much. I grew up with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and the Lego Movie, and only later in life realized that they were from the same director. Um, I mean Spider Verse is one of my favorite. Like it goes back and forth with Spider Verse and that movie. It's a Wonderful Life as my favorite of all time. I really love Spider Verse and Mitchell's vs. the Machines new film that they produced, and it's so good. I love that movie so much. I'll be mad if it doesn't win Best Animated Feature. Though I still want to see Flea, the new film that Riz Ahmed is producing, the animated documentary, which
Mm.
looks fantastic. I've been hearing great things about it coming from like Sundance and Cannes, off of people that went there. It's been getting fantastically high reviews, so
Oh, I
I'm
thought for a
excited for
second you
that.
were going to tell me that you were actually Scoops McGee's new intern and that you were literally hearing things coming out of the festival circuit. You're
Yes,
small
yeah,
enough to hide in a waste paper basket, so that's very doable.
sure. We can run with that. Um, and then I watched four movies today. I watched Coal Miner's Daughter this morning, um,
Knowing two of the
which
movies you watched today, that's very surprising.
yeah, really really like Coal Miner's Daughter. I really love Sissy Spacek and Tommy Lee Jones in those roles. Really impressive performance from Sissy Spacek capturing like 30, 40 years of someone's life. Um, and like there's so much subtlety in the performance, just showing like different levels of maturity throughout her life. It's a really really solid performance. Can definitely see why it won the Oscar for that year. And then I watched Space Jam and Space Jam: A New Legacy. You can hear my thoughts in about 5 minutes on that. Um, well done, well done. And then hour and a half or so before I hopped on here, I watched Ordinary People for the first time, which I think is
Hmm.
my favorite film about mental health. I love how it tackles that. Um, the ensemble cast and that's really really good. So overall, just really really a fan of that. Um, but that is
Well,
what
I
I
think
watched this
that
week.
I watched a lot of movies that I can't divulge because of strategies, but I also watched Space Jam: A New Legacy, as we will be talking about shortly, and boy, oh
Huh?
boy, what a movie! But
Yeah, because
I would
Space
like to
Jam
also.
was. Ooh,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Space Jam is also. I watched that for the first time today. It was back to back for the first time. Hint on my thoughts: both of them are absolutely terrible. Sorry, Space Jam fans.
Um, I would like to let people know about some donation goals that we're establishing today because we want to have some fun and we also want to feed Dan Merle. So, our first goal is going to be just our basic, it's going to be a $25 goal. And at that point, Trevor, what are you going to do?
I have already forgot.
It has something to do with some fantastic
See
people.
if I can remember. Some fantastic people. Some fantastic people. Is it a game?
It's something you were going to read to me.
Something I was going to read. I think I remember now. I think I am going to read a review of Fan Four Stick from one Josh Drink. He
I've
did
never
a
read it
letterbox
or heard it
review.
before, so you're getting
Yeah,
get my authentic reaction and thoughts.
it's interesting. Yeah, Josh Trank went to Letterboxd and reviewed his own film, which it's not a good film. So it's a fun review. So $25.
Our next goal is just going to be a $50 goal for playing another edition of the Letterbox movie game with Dan because we just couldn't get enough of him trying to suss out the right answer amongst only one Obvious right answer. And there's a couple
War of
small
the
changes
Worlds.
we're going to make to the Letterboxd movie game too. So fun stuff. And then our big goal today, though, is if we can get to $100, then I have uh, downstairs some dough that is resting. It's doing its second rise. I did an overnight proofed dough, and I will be making Dan fresh pizza. So all ingredients from scratch. I mean, I didn't make the cheese myself, but you get what I'm getting at. So, uh, and our stretch goal, which we don't necessarily expect to get there, but we just want to put it out there. Um, if we, for some reason, get up to $250 today, then the next episode is going to feature a major baking endeavor. Now, I need to make sure that I know it's going to happen, or else we would have just tried to do something smaller today. But like, I'll do like a big cake or some sort of decadent brownie or another epic style cookie, not the chocolate chip. Chocolate chip's been done. We can't bring it back until we bring Ben Goddard on to redeem himself. But just in case,
Absolutely.
we figured let's put out a stretch goal. So, with no further ado, would we like to talk Space Jam?
We would. I do want to point out, yes, Haskell, I am too young to be forgetting stuff. That's absolutely true. Um, it's a problem. But Space
Gotta take
Jam,
that,
this
that
is a movie
ginseng
that,
already. Get started
yeah.
while you're young.
Well, Space Jam: A New Legacy is a movie that I would like to forget. Um, this was not fun. It was supposed to be fun. Um,
uh,
Also has nothing to do
one
with space.
one Dan Merle fell asleep during it at one point, so we had to rewind.
Oh, that's so good. Also, Dan's review of Space Jam: A New Legacy, really solid review.
Oh, I just got a notification. I'm sorry for Mr. Dan Merle. So right after we finished talking Space Jam, we got in a Streamlab from Brandy. We've met our first goal already. So right after we talk Space Jam, we're going to talk Fan Four Stick. Thank you so much, Brandy.
Nice, nice. Thank you,
We also
Brandy.
got a coffee fund donation. Let's see here. Oh, I can't say. Oh, from Rob. I'm hoping that's a soft J. Christiansen. So another for the coffee fund donation. Mara and Trevor, I'd love to stick around, but I don't know what that movie title is. Beckons, have a great show. I don't know how to say that. I'm assuming it's something
Me,
good though.
It's I only know this because of charts. Hi everybody. It's an Indian film called Bahubali: The Beginning. It's a very
I
popular Indian film.
Is it really? Okay, I want
Yes.
to watch it now.
Yes. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
go back to the void.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. So I, the redeeming thing for me in there was that Lola Bunny was just as delightful as I remembered, but
Zendaya.
yeah. Really,
Zendaya's
really
awesome.
sad that they didn't get actual Michael Jordan, although I saw the Michael B. Jordan coming and I was very happy. Yeah, and nonetheless, he can do no wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Is that a Schmodown challenge if it's like who plays Killmonger and you say Michael Jordan? Like since Michael Jordan has appeared and stuff as an actor. Oh, Dan, you're muted.
As a
Oh, I think
rules
it's better that
nerd,
way.
I can answer that. I believe the precedent would be that since there is another actor who has appeared in films named Michael Jordan, hence Michael Jordan, the athlete, I believe that would be ruled incorrect. But then
I
again,
think
I've
it
also thought
depends.
the other way on other things, and I was wrong.
I think if it were
Yeah.
an inner geekdom question, it would stand because Michael Jordan has never acted in an inner geekdom film. But that's the only thing I could
Uh,
say is maybe. Maybe.
Well, it
maybe.
also
I don't
depends
think
if
anyone
it's an
should test
edgy
that theory,
question.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if it's, I mean, if it's singles, then you get even trickier. But,
Well, yeah, because
uh,
he's credited as an actor, so I feel like you'd have to specify. And they're both great, so you got to have that letter in there so we know which great we're talking about.
right, right. Great at different things, but yeah. Wasn't a big fan of the original Space Jam either. It was not my jam. Um, but yeah, Space Jam: A New Legacy. Like it was an excuse of a movie to put a bunch of cool cameos together.
Were they cool, though?
they thought they were cool. There were a couple kind of fun ones. Um, but like they're uh
I
no,
don't know, it just
I
felt lifeless and kind of sad. And I mean,
yeah.
LeBron actually not the weakest part of the movie, which I'm not saying I thought that he would be bad, but like Michael Jordan is not like, for example, the greatest actor. A lot of athletes try to do the acting thing. It doesn't always work. Um, but yeah, no, I don't know. It he was actually fine for me, and the rest of the movie just kind of wasn't fine for me.
Yeah, no, I was not a fan of LeBron James in this. I don't think that he was the worst part of the movie. It was fun to see Don Cheadle just clearly having so much fun.
Yeah,
Um,
man, that MCU money must just make you have a
yeah,
DGAF factor of 11 out of 10.
yeah. But LeBron did. I don't know. He didn't act. I don't know. Wasn't a fan of him in this.
I mean, they
There's
didn't
so
give him
much
a lot to
to not
do,
like.
so
That's
I was
fair.
fine with
That's
it.
fair. Yeah, I mean which I think was probably a good thing that they didn't try and force him to, like they didn't challenge him as an actor. They just gave him probably like the simplest stuff possible, and also threw in some voice work when they could. Um, but yeah, I do agree with what Dan said in his review. Like probably the most fun parts were when like it was the Looney Tunes being Looney Tunes. And everything else just felt so forced and tired, and like it didn't really need to exist, which this movie didn't really need to exist. But money.
I
So
can't see how it's going to be financially viable unless people really just hate their children and want to sit them in front of bright colors and loud noises and distract them for a couple hours so that way they can have some peace and quiet.
yeah, what's its box office right now? It's like 20 million or so. It's oh no, it's at
I
13 million.
ooh, that's a big ouch.
That's rough, especially after the $150 million budget.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I was
yeah, Dan, you're right.
astounded when we read that.
Yeah, Dan is right though. It is the number one movie of the weekend, um, beating Escape Room Tournament of Champions with a whopping 3.8 million.
Yeah, we saw that.
I will not be seeing that at under. Yeah, that's not gonna happen for me.
I
um,
don't recommend you wasting your time like that.
yeah. But overall, Space Jam: A New Legacy is just I don't want to say it's objectively a bad movie, but it's a bad movie.
Well, I guess that the bell has been rung, so
Yeah,
I guess that's it.
I guess
Um,
that's it.
the sad thing is, it's not even so egregiously bad that that I'm angry about it. Like I almost have pure and complete apathy about it. It wasn't even so bad I could be angry. It was just not good.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't my least favorite of the year. That distinct honor still belongs to Tom and Jerry. Um,
Wow, you're just crapping on animated movies this year, aren't you?
I I guess I love Mitchell's vs. the Machines. I enjoy Luca. I like animated stuff. But Tom and Jerry and Space Jam: A New Legacy are not good. I think I told you this to you, Mara. Tom and Jerry felt like a Hallmark, like a bad Hallmark movie with decent actors in it, but just with random, like Tom and Jerry were just randomly in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah,
Like
actually, that's kind of
even just like the way it was shot and like how like the production design in it, it felt so cheap and so much like it made like a Hallmark movie. That's the best I can describe like how it felt visually.
my my adoptive dad loves Hallmark movies. I can't explain it. He finds them, I guess, just the saccharine nature of them is amusing to him. I don't really know exactly what it is, but you can ask Dan whenever we're there. There's always a Hallmark movie on TV, always, every time. And he has like
They're all the
tapes of
same
them.
movie.
They
Yes.
are the same movie, but some of them have Lacey Chabert, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, that's my mom and Clara, my sister. They both enjoy particularly the Christmas ones. It's just basically the same. It's the same plot, slight variations in the script. The performances are all the same. Uh, like that would be an incredibly hard Schmodown category because you wouldn't know what movie they were talking about by plot description because it would all be
Oh
the
my
same thing
gosh. I
if
kind of
made
want
for
to have
TV
a movie
movies were
trivia
allowed.
Schmodown exhibition match on Hallmark Channel movies.
We need that. Um, that would be incredible. I kind of need to write that. We need to find competitors.
All
Also,
right.
Curtis in the chat. Next week's guest on the basement, Tom and Jerry's director. That's Tim Story, right?
That
Didn't
sounds
Tim
right.
Story do that? I
Could
would
be.
love to talk to Tim Story, not about Tom and Jerry. Um, but yeah.
Well, speaking of
Uh,
Schmodown competitors, though, I've heard that we have a couple that are going to join us
ooh.
actually for our next topic of discussion, which was the finale of Loki. Now, let's be clear though, we're going to make sure we keep this one spoiler free. So, spoiler free in the chat,
Yes.
just in case people haven't seen it yet. But I would love for everyone to give a big welcome to Brandon and Sabrina.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you guys?
We're good. So happy to be on the show.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Well, I know you haven't seen the Loki finale yet, Sabrina, so don't worry, no spoilers. But Brandon, initial thoughts?
I really loved it. I thought it was I'll say this. Lost is my favorite show of all time. And their season finales always, ended on like some sort of like cliffhanger to get you hooked for like a new season. And I feel like that's what Loki did for me. I'm really, really excited to see the MCU going forward and a Loki season 2 going forward. To me, it set up the story really well. And I just had a lot of fun with it.
What about you, Trevor?
Yeah, I thought that it was. I'm excited for season 2. I'm definitely excited for season 2. I do personally think it was one of the lesser of the episodes, and that's just because in Brendan, you perfectly justified it by saying you love Lost. I've never seen Lost, and with those, I'm
I
getting
haven't
so many
either.
looks. Okay.
I hadn't
Uh,
until a year ago when I watched it with Dan for the Honest Trailer. So I was with you. I was you 1 year ago.
I'm sure there were some differences, but yeah, it 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 felt weird, especially since it was originally pitched as a limited series and it was set up as a limited series. It did feel a bit weird, and without getting into the spoilers, like there's some stuff that was a bit off. I did enjoy it, and like I said, it definitely got me hyped up for season 2, which I don't think that's a spoiler. Like it's mentioned in it's very publicized that there's a season 2.
Well, and we just
But
put a
yeah,
picture up that said it was.
that's fair. That's fair. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to talk about it without getting into spoilers because one of my problems with it is a spoiler. But I had one or two problems, but overall, I thought it was pretty solid. But Mara, what about you?
I'm kind of sort of right in the middle because I loved Lost. I got to binge it, which was the best way ever to watch it because you just got to go from season to season and not have to wait and then
How
talk
did
at the
they
water
have that
cooler
ready
and
so fast?
because Dan is just the best. Um,
Yeah.
but I do think though that, and I'm a big fan of subverting expectations uh, when it's not so out of sorts that it kind of breaks the mold of what we consider a narrative formula. And so I, if this had been a mid-season finale, I would be 100% on board. But since we didn't come full circle with what we set up at the beginning of the season, only to have the show literally just be one large season spread over 2 seasons, it didn't quite work for me. And there were some small character beats that also weren't my favorite. They didn't quite hit me the way that they hit other people, but I am no less committed to I still think regardless of all of those things, it's my favorite Marvel show, and I'm going to be on bated breath for season 2, and I'm probably going to have a Loki watch party where me and all of the other Lokis that I can dig up around the multiverse are going to watch it together.
Do we think that season 2 has already been shot?
No idea. Dan might know, but I've actually specifically looked at like nothing about it because I want to go in just as excited as I was for this season, where they said, hey, we're going to have things but not stories. So I don't want to hear anyone else's theory because I just want to be on the ride this time.
It's the best way to go.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's always the best. It's so hard though. It's so hard not to theorize, but it's always the best when you go in completely blind to something. Especially if you enjoy it. If you go in blind to something and hate it, that's a bit less fun. But
according to Dan Murrell, it has not shot yet, and shooting on season 1 was interrupted due to COVID. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm just
who
more
knows?
excited
Honestly,
to see.
how can we predict anything right now with Delta variant issues and things like that? I mean, they've already imposed more restrictions in LA, so who knows what production is going to be like for different things.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see Tom Hiddleston continue with this character. He said in an interview earlier this week that he'd play Loki for the rest of his life, which, sure, yes. I'll watch you play Loki
in
for the
30
rest
years,
of your life.
if he's what Richard E. Grant was to me a week ago, then I'm fine with that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Tom Hiddleston continue to play this character, and having him originally die in Infinity War, I thought that was it for the character. I mean, that movie came out in 2018.
Never know.
2018.
Spoiler warning right up there.
Loki dies. Thanos
made like $2 billion, I think.
No, it's a really underground indie film. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've never heard of this. Oh my god, you just ruined everything for me, Brandon.
You guys should check it out though. It's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
Catch it on Netflix. Yeah.
I'm kind of debating with Loki. I don't know if I should take the time to actually watch the entire season or just like read spoilers so that I know everything going on going forward. I'm in this like weird in-between place. I don't know if I want to invest all the time to finish out the season because I was halfway through the first episode and it just didn't catch me. So hearing you guys like that, you guys really enjoyed it, that makes me want to check it out.
Yeah, I think if you get into the first 15 minutes of the second episode and you're not in at that point, I would say stretch it out to the end of the second episode. But if you're not there at that point, then maybe cut and run. But I think that it really finds its voice about 15 minutes into the second episode. So I would want you to give it a chance. And if we were co-located, I would say I'd watch it with you because I would totally watch it again, but I can't.
I'll keep you updated on how my watch along goes.
Yay.
TV's also just kind of hard.
One thing I miss is just like watching things with other humans.
Yeah. TV's also just kind of hard for me in general because it's so much to commit to. Like
That's my issue.
My sister started watching Friends. We'd never seen it before. I go through the first season. I enjoyed it, but there's 9 more seasons of 20 episodes with like 30 minutes each. Like it's like 130 hours overall. Like I could watch like 70 movies. I'd much prefer to get 70 complete than commit to watching 10 seasons. Like that's a lot of watching. So
that's kind of my
Friends
mindset.
Basically the same show for 10 seasons as well.
Yeah. Well, I also just have a problem with sitcoms because it's all just the same. The episode structure is all the same. It's just with slight variation, so I get bored with them very easily.
Yeah, and even like the character arcs between seasons, it's like, oh, this couple broke up and they got back together. Next season, they're going to break up again and get back together. And we're just seeing the same like rotation of everything.
All sitcoms are actually just variants of the same sitcom.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Roxy Stryer to come on and yell at us.
Oh God, she heard us. She did, right? It's just like it's like Candyman, except for Roxy, it's Friends.
Friends. Oh no.
We got a Streamlab in from Billy Polihan to the Basement Peeps. Does Owen Wilson give off more of a wow or a ka-chow guy? And Kate, you have to go back. So I feel like I need to bring in Dan Murrell for this really quick because no one can do it like he can do it.
What's the question? Is it more of a wow or is it a ka-chow? Is that the question?
That was the question, yeah.
I don't know. We can leave it up to the group. I think Mobius is a little bit more of a wow. Strikes me as a wow. Wow, multiverse. That's crazy. So wow. Yeah, he's more of a wow guy to me.
I think so.
But that's just
also, can you briefly tell people how somehow, some way, the characterization of Monica on Friends completely ripped off my life?
It's true. I believe in time travel because there are like little tiny things. Like there's like the big things, like having a place for everything and being a really good cook. But then there's like small things, like having preternaturally strong, like supernaturally strong hand strength. I think that the creators of Friends took Mara's life and traveled back to the 1990s and made a show about her and cashed in before she could sue them. She does. Yeah. It's pretty weird.
Real.
Yeah.
Run Mara her check. Come on.
They can afford it.
You know what I could do? Here's what we need to do. We need to make this happen because then I could finance the Schmodown and we could really make it something special.
There you go.
I mean, if I had Friends money,
plan.
I could do anything.
Yeah.
I would just bribe Christian to take Star Trek off the wheel. I'm like, don't ever have Star Trek again.
Does she know who she's talking to?
I think she's
I know.
a minority.
Okay, all right, never mind. Wrong crowd.
You're
For
in
you,
the
I'll
wrong
do it.
group.
Only matches you play.
Only
In
matches
your
I play. Just
Yes.
don't put Star Trek on, please.
That's fair.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. Never heard of it.
Anyway.
Oh, thank you so much for that, Dan.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Anytime, what were we doing the other day? He did some really fantastic impression of someone in the car. And I thought to myself, why can't, we need to make a list of the ones that he does. It was so good. Well, I forgot. It was probably Alligator Loki for all I know. I don't know.
It was our patron, Oshin.
Oshin! Our
Who is
amazing
wonderful.
patron.
He's one of our patrons and he's Irish and he's delightful. And he has a wonderful speaking voice. And I was doing, because he asked questions during our sessions. And so I was doing an impression of Oshin in a very loving way.
It was an affectionate impression. It
Yes.
was not making light of
No.
his fantastic
My family's Irish.
lilting accent.
No, it's like very sing-songy. It's wonderful. Wonderful to listen to.
And he loves scores and soundtracks.
Yes.
So we love being asked about them.
Oh, great. We should just turn into SEN and just have Dan do impressions the whole time.
I don't know if I have that in me. Plus, they never let me be on the show, so no, thank you. But speaking of movies, would you guys like to play a game? And I said that so much more delightfully than I meant to. I wanted it to be really ominous, but it didn't work.
Sabrina and Brandon,
Speaking
do
of
you want to
movies.
play a game?
She gets it.
Well, first, for granted. First, since we hit our goal, do we want to read the Fanforstic review?
This is why I keep you around. Yes, let's do that first. Have you guys ever heard it?
It's the only
or read
reason.
it?
I have.
Have you, Brandon?
All right.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I'm excited. Okay.
All right. Okay. So this is Josh Trank's review of Fanforstic. He gave it 2 stars. Fanforstic. Huh. Okay. First of all, I thought it would be great if I searched FF 2015 and it wasn't even on here. Low-key, I was kind of hoping it wasn't. But it was, and I'm here. Anyway, where to begin? The movie is alright. I was expecting it to be much worse than it was. I literally haven't seen it like 2 weeks before it came out. And I was in a heavily traumatized state of mind. Why? Save it for another time. Anyway, movie review. Great cast. Everyone in the film was a great actor, and overall there was a movie in there, somewhere. And the cast deserves to be in that movie. Everyone who worked on Fanforstic clearly wanted to be making that movie, but ultimately, it wasn't. Did I make the movie they deserved to be in? To be honest, I can't tell. What I can tell you is that there are two different movies in one movie competing to be that movie. Is there a hashtag release the Trank cut? Doesn't matter. I'm not Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder is a storied, iconic, legendary filmmaker who has been knocking it out of the park since I was in high school. Me, then, I was 29 years old making my second film in a situation more complicated than any time a second-time filmmaker should have walked into. That said, I don't regret any of it. It's a part of me, and I just hope Peyton Reed makes the next Fantastic Four and crushes it, and that I get a cameo. Anyway, that's it. Fan4stick.
Wow. It's both scathing and also so measured and so like calm and deliberate about just, hey people, let's temper your expectations a little bit. I thought it would be more angry.
Yeah, it was.
This was posted like years after the movie came out, right? Like about like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. So I feel like he took a lot of time to be able to like reflect on it calmly. He talked about his experience on the Meaning of Podcast. We had him on with me, Andres, and RB3. And it really surprises me how he's able to criticize himself and his own goals in that, but at the same time, like be very, very self-aware. And yeah.
Yeah. I also
That's
didn't realize he
amazing.
was 29. Like, he was 29 when he did that. But yeah, so he watched it. The review is labeled November 22nd, 2019. So, yeah, about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's something. It's not a good
Now
movie.
I kind of want to rewatch it again. I just
I know.
love finding the reshoots where you can tell they're reshoots because of Kate Mara's wig.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I really like the first hour of the movie. Then it just falls apart for me completely. And I know you've never seen it.
Don't tell my enemies.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to watch it, honestly.
Wait, you're an IG player and you haven't seen Fan4stick?
Listen, you don't need to see the movie. I got asked who played the thing. I said Jamie Bell. I got the point. It's all good.
Send a watch along in our future, Brandon.
Yeah.
By the
I'll
way,
do
we
it.
got in a Streamlab from Haskell 420. Hi, Mara and Trevor, and welcome Brandon and Sabrina to the basement. This goes towards the hashtag Feed Dan fund for homemade pizza, and we're right now at $48.96 in donations. So we're actually getting very close to forcing Dan to also play the Letterboxd movie review game. So, and Dan might
Yes.
actually get fed tonight. So we'll see.
Maybe.
Oh no.
If
Also,
not,
Sabrina,
then he'll be fine.
I was told to mention the name Rooney Mara to you.
Oh, I love Rooney Mara. I love Rooney Mara and everything. Whether it's like Carol, A Ghost Story, Rooney Mara is one of my favorite actresses ever. So I bet that was told by Billy, right?
It was told by Billy. Yes.
Yeah, I knew it.
Billy's in the chat saying that Kate Mara is better.
Okay, I don't want to put them against each other at all. Yep, that's it right there.
Is that a wig shot?
That's a wig shot.
100% a wig shot.
That looks like a wig
Because her
a wig
actual hair was dyed
Mhm.
when they were filming it, and she has a balayage thing going on where the top is a little bit darker than the bottom. And this one, they were like, let's go to Party City, grab a $5 wig, and just toss it on her because we're already above budget.
Yumi
Dang.
and Danielle need to get together and make a podcast about the best and worst wigs in Hollywood during movies, because all I would talk about with Danielle Radford, the second I would see her every time, the first thing we'd talk about is, oh my God, this bad wig in this movie, or oh my God, this wig work was so good in this other movie. She's
Because
delightful.
there's no excuse at some point. Like, you guys have an astronomical budget. If I can make a better costume on Halloween with a wig, there's no excuse. It's ridiculous sometimes.
I'm less critical. I watch a movie.
You're wearing a
I go,
wig.
that's real hair, right?
Yeah, he's been deceiving the internet this entire time.
I'm like, that's exactly what Woody Harrelson's hair looks like. Venom nailed it. Yes.
Yo, that is another bad one. I haven't seen the Venom 2 trailer yet. I watched like a little bit of it, and honestly, I wasn't impressed. But his wig at the end of the first Venom, that's what your hair styled off of.
We need
See,
the
now
Wiggy
I feel like
Awards.
you've really hurt me, Brandon, because I absolutely loved your luscious curly locks, and now that I know it's all a lie, I don't know if I can ever come
Yeah.
on your science show again because you've
I'm
lied to me.
I'm actually like Lex Luthor,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's bald.
This costs $20 downtown Los Angeles. Looks real.
This is like a really long Schmodown bit, I feel like.
Because I save all my money from my real estate schemes, so I buy cheap wigs.
Love it. And yes, by the way, Dan, the Michelle Williams wig, also a very bad wig.
That's definitely real hair to me. I believe it.
Okie dokie.
Oh my gosh.
See, that looks just like mine, so I definitely believe that 100%.
I think we need to give him like a little red glaze. Give him a little ginger.
Show it off. Look at that. The resemblance is uncanny.
There's gonna be carnage.
Make the face.
Oh, there
A
we
little
go.
frown.
I am so excited about that
Zoom out a
movie,
little
by
bit.
the way.
There we go.
Opening.
Yeah. That's it.
So, how long did it take you to film that part, Brandon? Was that like a day thing, or did they need you for the whole week?
It was actually a few months, that we kept trying a few different things. It was a very, collaborative, improvisational effort.
Mm.
We mixed and matched until we got the perfect scene.
I really love these insider stories from, famous Hollywood actors like Woody Hanna.
Of course, yeah.
Oh
I
my
can't
God.
tell if that Spider-Man is a cardboard cutout or like a full mannequin. And I've been curious this
okay.
entire time.
So story time. So so this is a full mannequin. He's
Oh my
real.
god!
So this is
That's where Andrew Garfield's been hiding.
Okay.
Here's
Well,
yeah.
okay.
He's like five
Nerd.
feet taller. So yeah. So he's actually a original. He was part of a Blockbuster video giveaway from 2002 before Sam Raimi's Spider-Man came out. My dad found it in a friend's basement while he was helping them move, and now he lives down here.
And they let him take it?
Yeah, they wanted him to take it. They didn't
What?
want it anymore.
I would
Which
never
is-
let
How
that
could
leave my
suck.
sight.
That's a treasure.
Yeah. No, this is going with me everywhere. It's my friend, and he's gonna stay with me my entire life.
It's like Lars and the Real Girl, and you just walk
Yeah.
around with this Spider-Man. Yeah.
You just bring
Yes.
it into the kitchen with you,
Trevor and the real
Like,
Andrew.
You're like, hey, what's for dinner? You're like, Spidey says it's pizza time.
And if Andrew's not in the newest Spider-Man, we know exactly why, because you have
Yeah.
him locked up
Yeah.
in that corner.
Yeah,
Well, and it's
we
perfect too.
should-
He came from a basement. He went to another basement, so that way he could be part of our basement. It's just that's where Andrew Garfield is tied up in Trevor's basement.
Yep. Next week we're actually gonna have a full interview with Andrew Garfield. So you'll have that to look forward to.
Wow.
Wow. I'm like such an idiot because I truly did not know for the longest time that he was not American. And when I heard him speak in an interview, I was like, oh, I wonder what role he's like really in like doing method for. And then it was like, no, that's just what he sounds like. And it blew my mind. And I felt like the biggest idiot because I swear I probably knew who he was acting wise for 3 or 4 years before I realized he was not American.
Oh, I just found out Jason Statham's not Australian. Like literally 2 weeks ago. I thought he was Australian the
What?
entire time. Turns out it's a British accent. I can't
Really?
differentiate. That's why I'm trash at accents.
You just blew my
It's okay
mind.
though. You're good at wig sighting. That's the
Exactly.
thing I care about the most.
It's more important.
100% of my energy is put there. I'm not paying attention to accents.
Yeah.
I was
Should
actually
we play a
Jason
game?
Statham's accent coach. I taught him everything he knows.
Actually, I do care about one
Uh.
accent, and that's Robert Pattinson in The Devil All the Time.
Illusions.
Yes.
I'm gonna eat these organs right here
He said, nope, I don't need an
Because-
accent coach. And I
because
said,
you're
yes.
poor and I'm not, but I care. But I'm gonna tell everyone that you're broke. Thank you for these organs.
Have you
Very
ever
weird
seen the
scene.
short? It's called The Loss of a Teardrop Diamond. It has Chris Evans and Bryce Dallas Howard in it. Uh, it's a period thing, and his accent work is interesting. It's really short. I think it's hold on. I'm pretty sure I own it digitally because of course I do. Um,
I absolutely
where's
love
Apple on
zany
my phone?
accents. I feel like it's so much better than doing a good one. Just go crazy.
Yeah,
Might as
just,
well.
Just all in.
What about actors that you
Shush.
think are British but aren't? I think that's happened
Like
a
who?
couple times.
Do you know anyone?
I can't remember, but I feel like we've had this conversation where you're like, that person's British, right? And they just actually were American. It happened with somebody.
Maybe.
I don't remember.
I mean,
Probably.
I thought that Sparks, they're an actors, but Sparks, the band, I thought they were British before
They're not.
the documentary. Sparks Brothers, yeah,
There we go.
they're
here we go.
American.
Who was it? I gotta think about it.
I guess it counts it as a movie for some reason. Okay. It is. I have a lot of movies. Sorry.
Here
we go.
Welcome back to All Mars
All them
Movies.
teeth, but no toothbrush.
I think I was thinking of, I was conflating it with something else. It actually is a full movie. For some reason, I thought it was a short, but it's an adaptation of a Tennessee Williams work. And it has Ellen Burstyn in it too, by the way, and Anne Margaret. But yeah, it is just it's something. It's really something.
Dang.
Nice. Should we play a game?
Yeah, we should play a game.
Let's play a game. All
I know
right.
you would have that up.
All right. So
where do we want to start, Trevor?
well, I think it's up to you. I think it's up to you. I'll let you pick.
Well, okay. Well, actually, we'll let our guests pick. So we do have a selection of Letterboxd reviews from horror movies, and I have several reviews for each film, and so we'll give them to you in kind of order of most vague, like the least details to the most details. That way, along the way, you guys can try to figure it out and guess. It's just for fun. But we also have a selection of some reviews written by Sabrina. And we want to see if Brandon can guess the movie based on Sabrina's Letterboxd review.
I forgot I had a letterbox.
I wonder if you'll know what movie it's for.
Yeah, I mean it's been a minute, so I'm excited for that.
Well, where do you guys want to start? Teamwork, or let's see how well Brandon knows Sabrina.
What do you think?
Let's start with you.
With me?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is too enticing now.
All right.
All right, we'll take it away, Trevor.
Yeah. Also, I believe we only need $2 more, and then Dan gets to play this game too.
That's true. I have a selection of
So-
various films for Dan, so we'll see if he can
So
talk
do
himself
I.
out
I
of right
have-
answers again.
Yeah, I know. I have 5 as well for Dan, so we got plenty. And everybody can play. It's a fun game. All right. I feel like as a potential hit. um,
I'm sorry. I didn't say it.
what was it? I can't remember what I was trying to say now. Oh, so Brandon, you can have a hint. You can have the year if you are feeling stumped on Sabrina's
Okay.
review. Most of these I believe are in the past couple years.
So
I
I'm
think they're pretty
gonna
difficult.
pick the movie based off the review, or am I gonna try to pick
Yes.
her review amongst other reviews?
You have to try and guess the movie based on the review from Sabrina.
I got it.
All right, Brandon. Movie number 1. Was this the best thing to watch less than a week before my boyfriend and I go on a road trip so I could meet his parents? Much to think about.
I know this one. This was I'm thinking of ending things.
That is correct.
Brilliant.
I remember this one.
Yep.
Mara, do you have the doc up? Would you like to take a couple?
No, you can take the reins on this because I'm doing the horror movies.
All right. Next movie. That restaurant scene. Yikes.
That one has to be The Invisible Man.
You'd be correct.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. All right.
For a minute,
Alright,
I thought
next
maybe
one.
she just really didn't like When Harry Met Sally.
Well, I'm never eating pastrami again.
That I can't touch that.
Too much.
All right, this next one. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. Note to future self. Do not eat 3 times the recommended dose of edibles and watch this, or you'll freak out from the score and sound design 30 minutes in. Lie on your kitchen floor for an hour, then force yourself to go to sleep at 8 p.m. 0 stars for the experience, but 5 stars for the movie.
Yes.
I feel like I know you too well, and this one has to be Uncut Gems.
You know,
Wow.
it's my
That is
second
correct.
time seeing it. So I saw it for the first time sober, which is totally the way to watch it. But then the second time, yeah, it was rough. I could not finish it.
All right. And the last one I put together 4 for this. Because I was trying to do ones that left out the title of the movie. But you like to put the title of the movie in a lot of your reviews. So
I haven't touched that
It's a
in
fair
a long
criticism,
time.
Sabrina. You should work
That
on
was
that.
way before. I remember when I first got a Letterboxd, I was like taking it seriously and posting like actually long reviews as if it was a whole article.
yeah, that was
By the
me
way,
for about
Trevor,
the
I
first
figured
2
out a way
weeks.
around that. I think a way around that is to just say this movie. So, for example, if it's like
That's fair.
Uncut
That's fair.
Gems is the best, mind blank I've ever seen, you could be like, this movie is the most blah blah blah. So in the
Right,
future, I
right.
think we can kind of skirt around it because I had the
They
same
were
problem.
also,
Some
like-
of the best ones I found have the title like right in the middle of it, and you're like, oh come on.
They were also like 3 paragraphs long, and I didn't want to read out that entire
Sorry,
thing.
Trevor.
Yeah.
For mine,
I guess
so
you're
it's
not
okay.
committed to stumping
That's
me,
fair.
Trevor.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't too committed to this, All right, last one. If Whiplash and Black Swan had a baby that didn't live up to the parents' expectations.
Ooh, that's a good one. If Whiplash.
This is your most liked. I think it has like 38 likes.
I didn't even know that.
Whiplash and Black Swan had a baby. that
I've
did
only
not live
vaguely
up to
heard of
the
this movie.
expectations.
Would you like a hint on the year?
Yes, please.
It is a 2020 film.
That's what I thought. Okay, I
A
thought so.
2020 film. Okay. 2020. What came out? Not much came out in 2020. It can't be Bad Boys for Life. That wouldn't make any sense.
It could be.
That is very similar though to Black Swan and Whiplash.
What came out that is reminiscent of Black Swan and Whiplash, but not good? I feel like I'm gonna be so mad when I find out what this is.
I think I have a guess. So if he has no guess, can I guess?
I
Yes.
feel like you're gonna get it, Mara.
2020. Okay.
I feel like Mara watched this.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh well, then maybe
Wait.
it's not what I'm thinking because you know
Is-
that I watched this movie.
If
Oh.
I can ask for a hint, you could tell me no. But 2020, there wasn't a ton of theatrical releases. Was this a digital release or a theatrical release?
It was a
Go ahead,
it was
Sabrina.
a digital. It was a streaming movie.
Okay.
I'll even tell you the story. It was an Amazon Prime film.
Amazon Prime movie. Huh.
I'll tell you the month it was
This is so
released if
funny.
you think that could help.
I'm like totally
I
stumped.
tried to get you to watch this movie,
You did.
but you didn't want to watch it. I had to watch it for a review for Geeks of Color.
What's like Black Swan?
I don't think you're gonna get it. It's yeah.
Wait, does Mara has a guess?
Is it Eurovision?
No.
Dang it!
No.
Well, that is
No.
kind of like Sound of Metal and Black Swan.
Well,
Sabrina, what was the movie?
It was Nocturne, the one
It
with
was
Sydney
Nocturne.
Sweeney.
Yeah.
I would not have gotten that one.
That's a good one. That's a really good review.
I almost had the sweet. Almost had it.
But
By
solid,
the way, I have
Brandon.
a
You got
huge
3 out of 4.
announcement. Oh yeah,
Ooh.
no, I think he basically got 4 out of 4 because the polls
This is
that
a
he
tough
did, I think,
one.
count for more than 1 point. He knows her very well.
Yes.
And no one knows Nocturne. Like nobody watched that movie.
I don't think
Nobody.
Yeah, no one. Just
You
me.
were the only person in the world.
That's why it's my most liked review. They just went on, saw that. They were like, nah, we don't gotta watch it.
Yeah.
By the way, we actually got a $20 Streamlab from Corey Ross that puts us over our $50 goal. So looks like we
Oh,
are going to be
Corey.
able to compel Dan Merle to play the Letterboxd movie game with us.
Now?
Hello, Dan.
Was that supposed to come in now, or was I supposed to
You
wait?
can. Do you have a whiteboard with you?
No.
I have 2 in here. You should come get one because
All right,
we can let Brandon and Sabrina play as a team, and then you and
that's
Trevor
true.
can write on a whiteboard what you think, and that way you can see if you'll get it too.
All right, hang on.
Okay.
But we don't need a whiteboard, do we?
No, you guys are
Okay.
our guests. You just talk it out together. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Nice.
Okay.
Um,
Wait,
I'll let
statistical
Dan get in
probability, it's
here.
not going to be any of the 4 movies we just named, so we can rule
Yeah.
those out right away.
They're just all Nocturne reviews.
They're all not.
Oh man, that would be such a great bit. It's
Yeah, I
just not
know.
tell you what any of them are, and then it's all the same movie. Hi,
You need
Dan.
to
See how
do,
long it takes to catch on.
we need to have
to the other side of the room.
we need to
Sorry,
have the
Dan's
movie
in my
guys
room
on.
right now.
Adam and Paul, and do it all on a Flash of Genius, since they did that exhibition match on their channel. I think it was Janine and Ken Smets was there. It was pretty. If you guys haven't seen their Flash of Genius exhibition match, they had this whole bit that was the end of a tournament. They had a bracket pulled up with a bunch of Schmodown competitors. It's a Greg Kinnear film, I think 2008 or 2009, about the guy who invented windshield wipers. It's a pretty hilarious exhibition match that they did.
My whiteboard still has lists of IP that are in Space Jam. I was using it as cue cards for my review last night.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Oh, that.
All
movie.
right, so we have a selection of some very popular, very well-known horror movies. There's no little trick questions in here. So I have a few or more reviews for each of these movies. So I'll start from what I think is kind of the most vague, and then we'll get more specific as we go. But if at any point you guys think you know it, or as you're talking through it, feel free to do so.
Okay.
But the first review I have for this film is, this is the scariest one, even though Freddy looks like a Dick Tracy villain.
Do we have
Can
to
you,
whisper? or
can you
we
repeat
just
the
talk?
question?
Because they're also guessing.
Well,
So they can't.
should we mute ourselves while we're deliberating?
No, you guys can talk through it if you want. I trust the integrity of Dan and Trevor.
Hands
Should
up.
you?
Okay.
Can you repeat the
Maybe
question?
not now. Yes,
We'll do it.
this is the scariest one, even though Freddy looks like a Dick Tracy villain.
Why are we? You don't have to whisper. She just said.
okay, yeah.
No, you can if you want to, though.
What do you
I-
think?
don't know
I'm
how strict we wanna
very-
play. I don't know if I should
I'm
whisper
very
now.
bad
I'm
at
so
horror.
confused.
Well, if you want, I can always give you the next one because I think you probably know what franchise we're going for.
Okay.
Yeah, the franchise is
Yeah.
fairly obvious. I've hazarded a
Yes.
guess, but we'll see. I'm not ready to reveal. I'll take one more. I'll take one more clue.
I think
All right.
we have a guess, but we can wait. I don't know how this works.
It doesn't
And
matter.
yes, Brandy, I've seen Dick Tracy. I know who Dick Tracy is.
Do you guys want to say at least what your first thought is, and then we can keep going?
Okay.
I have
Okay.
I think
I have
it's
no thoughts.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Okay.
See, that was my
Do
initial
either-
inclination, but then
that was my initial thought.
I thought, well, he looks the same in almost every movie. And then I was thinking about the remake, and he looks a lot like Prune Face from Dick Tracy in that movie. So I may have overthunk myself, but my first inclination is to say the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's good.
That's a good.
But
So
I wrote down New Nightmare and erased it. I think you might be right.
My
I don't know,
gut
now you have me
reaction.
thinking you're right.
My gut reaction was New Nightmare, and then I was with Dan. I thought the remake would make sense because maybe there's a character redesign, even though I haven't seen any of the films in the franchise.
Well, the remake has one Rooney Mara in it, so
It's true.
I didn't want to give anything away, but I was like, Rooney Mara. Give her an Oscar for that
So,
performance.
Dan's got some valid points, but I think we should stick with it.
You want to stick with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
all right.
Something-
The second review, I'm only going to give you an excerpt, but the review begins with, "Why the F is there a pterodactyl flying around in Freddy's Nightmare Jungle Hell Temple?"
What?
I didn't write it.
What?
I mean, he has a hell temple. Yeah. I think I'm changing.
I really wish I had a Hell Temple, guys. I do.
I think I'm changing mine to
What
New
are these
Nightmare.
movies?
Because he has a hell temple. I don't remember a pterodactyl or it being in the jungle, but he does have a hell temple in that movie. So I am now officially changing my answer to New Nightmare.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna stick. I've like I said, I haven't seen any of these. I'm just gonna stick with my gut answer of the remake. Because what do people like these movies?
They're actually
Yes,
very.
they
Some
do.
of them are actually good.
Don't even try to go down that road, Trevor. You will not. It will not end well.
The key line for me, 'cause I thought maybe there would be another Freddy movie where he's like wearing like a jacket and hat, looking like kind of like a Dick Tracy vibe. But then I was like, it said I think the review said it was the scariest one. So I was like, it's got to be one that takes itself seriously. So that was my.
Well, I have one more review for you guys. I think this will clarify things. Wow. And by the way, this review is written by Todd. I'm not joking. Wow, I love this approach to the Elm Street series. Aesthetically, this is a clear transition movie between the 80s style slasher series and the new meta horror wave popularized by the Scream series, which I think is funny given the fact that Scream came after all of these, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm definitely.
Yeah,
I think Brandon and Sabrina get the most points because they were onto the right answer from the beginning.
from the start.
Yeah, they were. I'm impressed.
Yeah. Lock it in.
It's
Bravo.
New
I'm
Nightmare.
serious. I was so super excited when you said New Nightmare right away. I was like, oh, they...
I wrote it. I did the thing. I do this thing every time we play the game. Is I'm like, well, it can't be that simple, and then I overthink it and come up with the wrong answer.
Yeah, I
I had New Nightmare written on my board. I just changed it.
All right.
I think the key phrases in that first review was that it was the scariest one yet. And
Yeah.
the Dick Tracy thing. I'm like, he's got like a cleaner look with like the top hat, and he might actually like wear a jacket or something at one point.
He does wear a trench coat. Yeah, in that movie.
Yeah.
But
So
but that's the thing.
slick.
He looks like Dick Tracy, not a Dick Tracy villain. Whoever said that wasn't not that familiar with the Dick Tracy mythos because that's the look of Dick Tracy, not the bad guys. That's okay. Whatever.
That is true. That is true.
All
But
right.
I think I was in tune with whoever this person was. I was like, they probably don't know Dick Tracy that well. They were probably
Yeah.
thinking of Dick Tracy. No?
Oh,
They
you mean
obviously didn't.
Letterboxd?
See, yeah.
Somebody on
Yeah.
Letterboxd has something wrong.
See, I overestimated their familiarity with Dick Tracy with the whole prune face thing, and I should have gone your direction.
Do you want me to get out the Dick
Letterboxd
Tracy
doesn't
toys?
have
They're right in this
face.
bin, right down there. All right, this next one, I only have 2 reviews for this, but I think you guys might get it on the very first one.
Okay.
So it is just 2 words. Inhumanly patient.
Oh,
You guys are so cute. Dan, are we still that cute, or have we graduated?
I think we are. I don't know. All right, I have my guess.
I have like I said, I don't watch a lot of horror, so I do not know this.
Do
Can
you
we
guys
hear the
have a
second
guess?
review?
we're locked in.
Yeah.
I'm locked in as
Ooh.
well.
Yeah.
All right, I'm excited. All right, this next review. They are all terrible babysitters, and if I had children, I would never hire them.
Yep.
Still.
Yeah.
Okay,
confident.
this feels very obvious and very familiar.
What is
I
it, Brandon?
guarantee
Is
I
it
haven't
right now?
seen this movie though.
You want us to say our guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
We're saying it's Halloween.
Brilliant.
Inhumanly patient. He would stare at the wall, not look at the wall, look past the wall.
We get it.
To this
Looking
night.
through the wall, see through the wall to this night.
Yeah, I haven't seen Halloween. That we talked about maybe doing that as like a potential watch along, but I haven't. Most horror I haven't seen. I've seen Get Out. And that's and then I've seen both A Quiet Place films. And that's pretty much it. It was never something that I watched as a younger child than I am now. And it's and it's there's a lot of movies in there. So it's very daunting to get into. But I know, Mara, we talked about potentially maybe on this show doing some watch-alongs to classic horror films such as Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, all that I have never seen before. So
Something to look forward to in
Yeah.
the future. All right,
Something
I have
fun.
3 reviews for this movie.
Okay.
The first one, pro tip. If you're already familiar with this movie's premise, start watching at 37 minutes in, or skip it altogether. That's also acceptable.
I mean, this could really be applicable to like every horror movie from like
Yeah, I think you
1980 to 1995. I have a guess. I'm not entirely confident. I'm going to write down my guess.
Can we get a repeat of that one by any chance?
Of course.
Because I think she's got it nailed, but I want to make sure. that I
Because
didn't miss any
I'm in the
details.
mind of Letterboxd reviewers,
Yeah.
especially somebody that's probably like 19.
All right. Pro tip. If you're already familiar with this movie's premise, start watching at 37 minutes in, or skip it altogether. That's also acceptable.
I think so.
I think I'm right.
I think you're right.
I'm
All right.
All right, I have a
movie
guess.
came to mind.
I won't erase my guess. I'll just cross it out so you can see my history if I'm incorrect. But okay.
Okay.
Same.
All right. The next review. This is what happens when you sleep with the door open.
Can you repeat that, please?
This is what happens when you sleep with the door open.
All right, I'm very confident that I know what this is.
Do you think with this
Writing on my
lines up?
Okay.
I mean, now the second one
Yeah, this one I'm not sure now.
makes me second.
I'm
guess.
changing. Oh, here. I'll
I don't
leave
know,
my-
Sabrina.
I'll
You're,
leave my
you're,
first one.
you've been spot on so far. Don't doubt yourself. I believe in you.
This is what happens when you sleep with the door open? Huh.
Okay. I actually kind of feel good about this.
That's a tricky one. I don't know. There's not
Yeah.
enough context.
There's
to
one
this
more
thing.
we have after this.
Yep, I have one more.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna use that to like solidify it.
All right.
Yeah.
Katie has been living with demons her whole ass life, and she still sleeps with her leg poking out of the covers. Unrealistic.
Hmm.
Who's Katie?
If you'd seen the movie.
Wait.
What would Sabrina know? Let's think about this.
Katie has been.
My first guess is still applies to the first Letterboxd review.
First one,
Mm.
but not.
Not any of these.
Katie.
Wait, no.
I can give you guys one. I can give you another review. Do you want another
Oh.
review?
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not the greatest movie, but I really respect what they managed to achieve with such a small budget.
Why am I struggling with this one?
Oh, jeez.
Small budget.
Can I have a year?
Ooh, yeah. Wait.
Yes.
That might be.
2007.
Nailed it. Sorry, I was doing a little schmodown on the side there, and I had written down what I thought the release year was. I got that right.
Never seen.
Okay. 2007.
I've never seen it.
All right, here I'll read you
Well, Rob
another
Zombie's
snippet of
Halloween
another
was
review.
that year,
Oh,
but I don't
okay.
think that's it.
Apparently, the inspiration for this film came from the fact that a box of laundry detergent fell from a shelf in the director's home. It was placed far in the back of the shelf, and there was no logical explanation as to how it could possibly have fallen.
I think I got
cursed
it.
this box to the very day that this film has spawned me to cause a lack of sleep.
I think Brandon got possessed.
Oh.
I got it.
All right,
Okay, I got
what do
it.
you got?
Oh my god.
That clicked.
Can we show boards?
Well, I want to hear what did Brandon and Sabrina, what'd you come up
Okay.
with?
So based on the initial
Where it said like skip the first
Letterboxd.
37 minutes, I thought it was gonna be Psycho.
that definitely
Tapping into,
describes
like,
Psycho.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's a good guess.
after hearing that last bit there, very confident that it's Paranormal Activity.
Oh, Final Destination. Wow.
That was my
Paranormal
first
Activity,
guess. Yeah.
So my random first thought was Poltergeist
like-
out of nowhere,
Oh.
just randomly.
I
Then I went
was
to The
like-
Shining. I can't remember why, but I ended up at Paranormal Activity, and that's all that matters.
See, the door thing, when I lived alone, that was a big thing for me too. And I remember watching that movie going like, that's why I closed the door. That's exactly why the door is shut every night. So I when you read that, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what that is because I remember watching that.
It took me all the pieces, all the hints were there, and then the laundry detergent thing, something clicked in my head, and I was like, "Yeah, her name is Katie in that movie."
Same. No, I do now remember like hearing the name Katie with that film. Yeah, I'm with you, Brendan. It was just all the puzzle pieces were shoved together at the end.
I still stand by Psycho.
That first review definitely also applies to Psycho.
Psycho.
Yeah.
Do you guys
I
have time for
enjoyed
one
it.
more?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, hold on. Dan is. Oh, yeah. I did see that, Dan.
Cool.
You know what? I'll take care of it right now. We did get another a message from D-Train. Space Jam 2 may be one of the worst movies I've seen in the last few years. It was nothing more than an ad for HBO Max. They still ain't getting my money. LeBron's acting was so bad, he makes Michael Jordan look like Daniel Day-Lewis from the first one. Oh,
Wow.
preach. I love it.
Oh, wow. That's brutal. Like that's just
Scathing, and
kind
I
of
like it.
bullying.
He can take it. LeBron can. Something tells me. I saw he tweeted out because it's going to be the #1 movie of the weekend. And he's just like he tweeted out like, "Hey haters" with like a laughing emoji. He's like, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's
Living his best life.
he's-
He's sitting
yeah.
by a pool drinking like a little margarita or something.
Exactly.
He's doing great.
Yeah, with his
Yeah.
tens of millions of dollars. All right. This is very short, but very sweet. And I have 2 reviews for this one. I think you might only need just this one.
Okay.
Don't.
And this is why periods are the worst. I know you've taken health class, Trevor, so I felt like you could handle this.
Oh.
Makes sense.
It is.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
it has to be.
Okay. Yeah. If it's any other movie than this is a really weird review. Okay.
I'll read the second review for Trevor.
Yeah. Yes. I likely haven't seen this.
I don't get it. Doesn't this happen at everyone's prom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to help out
I'm
Trevor?
I'm gonna write something down, but I'm gonna show my answer last and only show it if it's right.
Trevor, I'll give you one clue. It stars the same star as a movie you watched today.
What did I watch today?
Ooh, Corey Ross
Okay.
says he nailed it. I believe him too. I've talked with him about movies.
Okay, so I watched Coal Miner's Daughter, I watched Ordinary People, and then both Space Jams. I'm guessing this wasn't LeBron or Michael Jordan, so we can cross that out.
Yeah.
Would this be Sissy Spacek?
Could be.
I will write something different down, but still only show it last.
I think you guys got it from the very first one. What have you guys got, Brandon and Sabrina?
Yeah.
Carrie.
Carrie.
Nice.
Oh, that's what I was thinking, but I wrote down Christine for some reason.
Oh,
Oh,
Very
Very
close.
I mean, it
Yeah.
makes sense.
I-
Yeah.
I had Carrie in my mind though, so
I
I'm gonna
believe you.
count that
They're
as a
both-
personal win.
Carrie's in
They're both-
everyone's mind.
yeah. Although, just don't ever forget, Dan, who was in the remake of Carrie?
Oh, ha ha ha.
Chloe Grace Moretz?
Yes. That's
Star
when
Starring
I
Jerry?
when I couldn't remember her name in my first match against Collins, which turned out to be the difference. And like they asked me who starred in the Miseducation of Cameron Post, and all I could see was the poster for Carrie, and I was like, Carrie, like Hit Girl. Like I named her entire filmography in my head, every character she played, and could not think of the name Chloe Grace Moretz to save my life. I mean, I'm over it, but you know.
I've had that happen, but definitely lower stakes. Although I did my first match ever, there was a question about who played. It was Thaddeus Savannah in Shazam, and like literally all I could picture was. See, now I'm blanking on his name for real now.
You just don't know it clearly.
I was literally just like, okay, he's like Merlin in Kingsman. He's like, I like country road, take me home. I was doing the whole thing in my head, and I was like, what? And I was like, and then eventually I used my JD, and I was like, oh, Mark Strong.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
okay.
we go.
Yeah.
Good.
I gotta go through that process. I gotta picture him singing that song, and then
Yo, it was like when in my first match, I had a question in the first round about spies in disguise. I hadn't seen the movie. The only thing I knew was Tom Holland and Will Smith. I wrote down Will Smith, crossed it out, and then wrote, God, what's that guy's
I
name?
remember you wrote Jason Clark.
Jason Clark, which literally makes no sense. So that just shows where my headspace was.
I lost a match on Jason Clark. So Jason Clark has been the bane of many Schmodown competitors' existence.
It's like 6 degrees of separation in the Schmodown.
Yep.
I know. I just remembered that Mark Strong was in Cruella, right? He's in Cruella.
He is, yes.
He's in there. Like I feel like he was written a much bigger part, and then either they forgot about him or it was just like a lot was cut.
He's the guy, he's the character that's like, he's important because he's a named actor who has nothing to do for an hour and a half in the movie, and you're like, well, he's obviously important because they're not going to cast Mark Strong as like guy number 4, you know.
Yeah. I do, if depending on how much time Brandon and Sabrina have, would you guys, if you have the time, like to try the remake reboot crossover sequel prequel game?
You want to do it?
Sure, that sounds
All right,
fun.
let's go.
I'm going to
right,
remove myself. Thank you for this
Yes,
lively game of
remove yourself.
Letterboxd.
Oh,
Yes,
we'll come back to
yes,
you
go right
later.
in.
Nope, I hope
Yes,
so.
Dan. So are you guys familiar with how this game works?
No.
So how this game works is I will give you 4 movies. You will have to pick 1 to make a prequel or sequel to, 1 to make a remake or reboot of, and then 2 that you have to make a crossover of, and you have to give me your elevator pitch for each one.
All right.
Your films, if you're ready,
Sure.
are
Yeah.
Django Unchained, Soul, Deadpool, and Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Yo.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, technically,
So 1 to make a prequel or sequel, 1 to make a remake or reboot, and then 2 to crossover.
technically, Django Unchained already had a crossover with A Million Ways to Die in the West.
None of those are on this list, though.
Only one of them, A Million Ways to Die in the West, is not on the list, but it's already crossed over.
But I'm saying, yeah.
So we don't want to cross it over again. They've been there, done that.
Okay.
You know.
Then you do what, prequel for it?
I feel like a prequel of it would be pretty depressing.
We can't do because wait,
We
it's
could do a sequel.
It's sequel. You
We
can
could do a
sequel.
we could
Sequel or
sequelize
prequel.
Django
Yeah.
Unchained. He can kind of like be like a old west James Bond Zorro thing going on. Is there a comic where he's crossed over with Zorro too, if I'm not mistaken? There's a lot.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think a sequel could be.
I gotta find something because there was something.
Or we can just do the movie where we cross him over with Zorro now. I'm sure PJ Campbell's like ears are ringing somewhere about that.
Trevor, I sent you my my suggested title for that sequel in the private chat. It'd be a dark sequel.
Oh no.
Can we read that? Okay, like can we
Let's
read
wait.
that
I'll
on
wait
air?
till they get all of their ideas out, and then I'll say it after.
Okay.
Oh.
So we would have to cross over Soul. Wait, what are our three options? It's
Sequel or prequel for one. Yeah.
Remake or reboot for one. And then 2 to cross over. And your movies are Django Unchained, Soul, Deadpool, and Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
all right. So I don't want to remake Portrait. So now we're actually going to have to cross over.
So do you want to cross over Portrait or make a sequel to Portrait?
Okay, no, because that'll just be sad.
Also, a Django Zorro film is in development.
We'll see.
Oh my.
Happens. Well, I feel like the only crossover here that makes sense is Deadpool
and Soul.
I was gonna say Deadpool and Django. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I feel like it could be really interesting if if we have Deadpool go to like the Soul world. I forgot what it was called. Yeah.
Okay.
With that little animated Deadpool from the end credits of all of them, it'd be so cute.
Yeah.
I want like a little like blobby.
What would his adventure be? What would
His
go
adventure would be maybe when we see him, he's in like a really bad place. Maybe he's just kind of trying to find out like that line between like being a hero and like what he is and not wanting to be a hero. And then maybe because we're introducing him into the MCU. That's what this is.
Through Soul?
Through
Through
him,
Soul?
this crossover with Soul, but this is going to be the hint that he's part of the MCU, because obviously we have the Disney connection with Pixar. So this is going to be the first embrace. I hate this, but just hear me out. I hate absolutely every second of this. So we're going to have Deadpool the way that we know him. And then he's going to go into the Soul world, and he is going to find a new lease on life. And he's going to become like clean cut, straight up hero for like the first half of the film after his adventure in the Soul world. He's going to meet Peter Parker. We're going to have, because they're not going to have him the way he is right now interact with this MCU Sony Peter Parker. So he's going to do that. And then it's going to get meta. And he's going to be like, I don't want to be a part of this world. Actually, I'm just going to go back and be the person that I was. So that's what it is.
Did you just suggest
That's
a
my
Deadpool
pitch.
character study?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you
just
did.
double checking I heard that right.
Okay. So that means we either got to choose to remake Portrait or Django.
Remake Portrait, but instead have them be together at the end. I know it's not realistic, but I'm just keep all the same actors, keep Celine Sciamma, just have them together.
That's nice. I was going to suggest maybe we like technically reboot it and do like a passing of the torch type thing, with some new characters. They're like really old, and then they like, there's like, some new characters that they like help them on their journey or something. And then they have a happy ending and they live kind of through them through that way.
Almost like you know what? I want to do a sequel to this one now. This is horrible. I'm going to do a sequel, and it is going to be like a Brokeback Mountain situation. And we pick off with these characters, but not taking everything, but we pick off we pick up from them like 2 decades later. We'll do that. And they hang out. Like history likes to say they were just friends. We all have seen that. It'll literally be like a portrait, like an art history, and it's 2 girls making out, and they were just really close friends. So that's what this is going to be. And yes,
So then that means we are remaking Django Unchained.
I guess.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
We'll remake that one. It'll be a box office hit because
Yeah.
You could
Tarantino's
always
gonna come
reboot
back
it with
and do all
a
over
younger actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do it that too.
Make it an A24 film.
oh, yes, please.
I'm so there for that.
Yeah. A24
Wait, can we-
Django
can we-
Unchained.
Okay.
Can we twist it into some kind of horror film and have Ari Aster direct it? Is that a possibility?
Can we still go with my title? Because I think it actually works.
Yes. Oh yeah, no, that absolutely. Oh wait, Ari
100%.
Aster. So Mara's title was Django Rechained. Have Ari Aster direct that. You have a brutal to watch film.
Yeah.
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 Okay, I like that.
And he like because he's
We care about cinema in this house.
He's rechained because he's in prison, and he helps a young man escape and tells that young man to go see his friend Zorro to help him save the town.
Yes.
And then
Love
he goes
it.
and he goes and he meets up with a very old Antonio Banderas, and
There we
he
go.
helps this new young kid that just escaped prison with the help of Django.
Yeah.
Save the day.
Is it going to be Antonio Banderas playing a Greek man for some reason that I don't understand?
and then the whole thing is that they because he was wrongly convicted of something, they clear his name and they clear Django's name, and then Django is unchained again at the end. And he
Nice.
goes off
And then it's
in the
Django
sunset.
Unchained ... again, and then that's
For
the
the
third
third
film.
one, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, trilogy. I love a good trilogy.
It's a trilogy.
And you always
it's a
circle back to the
trilogy.
beginning in a trilogy. That's what
Exactly.
you do.
Of course.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Those
As,
rules of Scream 3 do apply. They do
Wow,
apply.
those were so
So this
great.
is- this
I hope
isn't-
these get picked up.
Hey, this
Hey,
is
you know
an
what?
IG film.
The
We have
proof in the
Zorro.
pudding is right here. You own that intellectual property. I will go to court with you.
I would go see that
created
movie
it.
if an old Django told some young kid help him escape prison. He goes, "You got to go see my friend Zorro." You know?
Yeah.
So then they help and they go
Yeah.
on an adventure. Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Absolutely.
movie.
And Mara does have rights to the title though with Django Rechained. So
Oh, we will
Yes, that's
definitely.
it.
We're not going to pull a friend situation. We will run Mara her check. Don't worry.
Hey, you know what? I only need a small fraction of what will be, I'm sure, $1 billion worldwide grossing film. So small fraction
Yeah.
will suffice.
Also, guys, $27 more and Dan gets to eat tonight.
Yep.
Only $27 more, and we can feed Dan.
Otherwise, he doesn't eat.
Otherwise, he doesn't eat. Do you guys want Dan?
Yeah,
to
otherwise I make pizza for only me and the cats.
eat? Yep. Dan just has to sit there and stare at the meat. Doesn't get any.
Oh,
want
there's
to
actually
torture
no
Dan?
meat on the pizzas, but there's lots of other things. Awesome. How are you guys on time? Do we need to say goodbye to you guys soon?
I don't know. We're doing okay. Was there anything else left? Is there another one? I don't know.
I had some more Letterboxd game if you want to
Oh,
play.
let's-
Sure.
I'm down.
I mean,
I'm down.
we're
for
having
another
fun.
one. Yeah.
Speaking, I do want to bring something up. So this is in. We also have some news topics that we can also talk about. One of them: have any of you guys seen the Deadpool and Korg react to the Free Guy trailer?
Yes, I have. Have
I
you
have
seen
not.
it? No.
No.
It is perfect. Yeah,
I love Korg.
I love it.
If it's not my soul Deadpool, I don't want it. I don't want to see it.
You're attached to that now. You're attached.
Yeah.
Hashtag not my Deadpool.
I would love to see Korg in the Soul world.
Oh,
Oh.
that
He
would
just
be
shows
incredible.
up. He just shows up. He's on that like elevator to like the great beyond. He's like, "Hello, my name's Korg. I'm made of rocks. You look like a ghost. Scary. Wow. Ooh." And he
So
just goes from
ghost.
person to person on the elevator up the escalator, just saying hello. Hello, my name's Korg. We're going to that big glowing light over there. Want to come?
He's so delightful. The real Taika, also very delightful. Absolutely amazing human being. So if you're watching
Yes,
Taika,
yes.
hello. It's good to see you again.
Yes, one of my,
He's still
one of my favorite.
watching, I know.
I actually have I have 5 Letterboxd reviews. If Mara, you would like to try and play the game, Dan, you're welcome. to
Sure,
come on
I
as
would
well.
love to try.
From
I
the
have a- I have a
from the
whiteboard over
void.
here.
All right, I have 5. These are all supposed to be funny. We'll see if that's true. And you guys can have a hint on year if you guys need a year. So this is just one review.
Okay.
Chat, sorry if you don't like this game. We all like it, so we're just gonna keep playing it.
Too bad.
Better get used to it. All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
Number 1. Upon leaving the theater, my dog looked at me with tears in his eyes. We made our way to the car, and as we made our way home, he looked at me and said, "They did it, Jaden. That was my Black Panther."
Ooh. I had a guess, but I don't think this is it now.
No, I think.
I have 2 guesses.
If you guys need a hint on the year, I can give you the year.
Can I get a year? That might help me.
All right, let's see if anybody here. Does anybody want to lock in before the year?
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm locking in. I've circled my answer.
right.
It's. I'm just gonna go out on a limb.
Brandon, Sabrina, do you guys want a year?
Yeah, we'd
Yeah.
like the year.
The year is 2020.
Oh, I'm wrong.
I think I might be right.
Yeah, it was between 2, and that locked it in for me, unless I'm overlooking something. Yeah, okay. All right, I think I know what it is.
Mara, I'm
We'll see.
guessing your film was not a 2020 film?
I bet it was the other one. I'm going to write down the other one I was thinking of. I bet we were thinking of the same movie.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
initially.
Okay. All right. Fine.
So watching this,
Agree.
when do we get the Brandon, Sabrina, Shimoda team? I feel like that needs to happen.
Just be us
all
arguing
right.
back and forth. I'm
One
like,
of us has
I'm
to
right.
get traded. I think we have a difference of opinion here, or are you thinking?
No, I'll go on. I'll say yours, and if I'm right, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna storm out of
right.
here.
All right, Mara, since you locked in before the year, what was your answer?
I went with Bolt.
Oh.
Ooh. Unfortunately, not a 2020 film, though. Good choice.
No, but you could see why I'd pick it though. It technically
yeah.
fits the context clues.
It does absolutely.
It's just horribly wrong.
Yeah. Brandon and Sabrina, what was your answer?
You go. Say yours. Say.
Time is up, guys. Time is up.
Okay. My guess is Call of the Wild.
Sabrina?
Mine was Scoob.
Mm.
Was that
I
2020?
forgot the
Good
exclamation point.
I also said The Call of the Wild. I thought that Mara was going to say Show Dogs.
The Call of
also
the
said
Wild
The
is
Call of the
correct.
Wow.
Call of the Wild is correct.
For the record, I had to lean in and say the one with Harrison Ford, and then she had to tell me the title.
Very
It
forgettable
was a
film.
team
I didn't even
effort.
think about that one. I forgot.
Well, the minute that you said when my dog and I left the theater, the first thing I wrote before you even said anything else was Marley and Me.
Oh, yeah.
All right. This next one, this is in all caps.
Of course it is.
The review is maybe go live by the Hoover Dam or something. Jeez.
Mm.
Maybe go live by the Hoover Dam or something. Jeez.
Yeah.
I got this one.
It's a good one.
Wait, why would you need to go live by the Hoover Dam? All I've ever seen is catastrophe happen in the Hoover Dam in movies.
It's true.
No, Megatron lived there.
It's
and
very
everything's
rarely
fine.
like, hey, look at the Hoover Dam. It's functioning normally today. Nothing wrong here.
I don't know.
Well done, Brandy. Brandon,
got
Sabrina, would you guys like a year?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take a year.
All right, Mara, Dan, are you guys locking in?
Yes.
Done.
All right. The year is 2018.
2018. Oh.
The year I became a teenager.
Oh, true.
Quite you.
Pun intended.
Oh, that makes sense. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's a
Oh.
joke.
Yeah, we got it.
That makes sense.
All right. I think everybody has it after Mara's wonderful pun. All right, everybody can show boards.
Yep.
Quiet
We didn't
place.
write it down, but
Yeah.
once I heard
Yes.
the 2018, I was like,
Yeah.
okay. Yep.
Yes.
Although, is the Hoover Dam loud? Is it?
It's not actually. It's not particularly. It's not particularly loud.
Niagara Falls would be the better analogy.
Yeah, Niagara Falls would have
Because
been
it's
the
super
best.
loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, people
Right,
are
but
in the
what's-
right neighborhood, but they're not getting the details right in these reviews.
Right. What's the average IQ of Letterboxd? It's low. As a Letterboxd user, it isn't that high.
It's weird though, because it seems very highfalutin, but it is often. Sometimes I read these reviews, I'm like,
Highfalutin.
highfalutin, yeah.
We
Well,
don't live
'cause
in
it's-
Louisiana in the 1940s, Dan.
I say, these letterbox reviews are so highfalutin.
All right, Kentucky Fried Dan Merle.
Okay, Daniel Craig.
CSI
So-
KFC.
Yes,
CSI KFC?
No.
I'm telling you, they had the biggest missed opportunity I've ever seen. So every year they send out all the FYC stuff, and I was waiting for the Knives Out FYC box that would come where it's a donut with another donut inside of it with its own hole, and they didn't send us any freaking donuts.
No.
Mara, you need to
How
be
could
the
they not
publicist.
I should have been the publicist. Ryan,
Should've been.
call me.
You have
Yeah.
that marketing brain.
Hey,
I have no
Drew's,
idea why
Drew's
they didn't
Video
send that.
Drew, she's friends
That
with
was
Ryan
my
Johnson. You got the connections. Maybe for Knives Out too.
Yeah.
Oh, you got some praise from
thank you.
Nerdtronic. Thank you, Eric.
Dan's got some good
Well, what's also funny with Letterboxd is like there's also like a lot of like actual critics on there.
Mm-hmm.
Like legitimate, like yeah, there's Dan, or like there's people with like Variety and IndieWire that put up their reviews on Letterboxd. So like you'll see like most popular reviews, and you'll have like this full like article from like IndieWire, and then right below it you'll have this like probably 12-year-old saying like this movie bad.
Yeah,
And,
Butt
like,
Munch
they're both right
742.
next to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next one. This is the first time Willem Dafoe has not looked like the embodiment of evil. He was truly Willem Defriend in this.
Mm. Oh, okay.
You sure
I think
you
I know
didn't
what
write
this
this one?
I know. I made a tweet that said that exact same thing before.
This could be totally wrong.
I think they might have
Ooh.
taken. I think they might have taken this from an honest trailer that we did. I
You
could be
think so?
wrong. We
Ooh.
made this joke in some honest trailer.
This one's all.
Oh,
you.
well, then it's probably not the right movie then. That's okay.
I
I'm
might-
locked
I
in.
might be wrong.
Well, it might have been about a.
All right,
different-
you guys all locked
full
in?
Movie.
All
Yeah,
right,
I'm locked in.
everybody show boards.
Hey.
Hey, look at that!
It is the Florida Project.
Yay!
For the record, I had no idea.
Because you watch Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. I seen
No.
it once and I liked it.
Did you see that they did a 4K release of that piece of something?
No.
Yeah.
did.
The voice you hear in
Trevor,
that movie is Richard Kiley. They spared no expense.
Cover your ears, Trevor. I don't need to see a 4K version of anatomically correct upper duck nudity. It's not what I need to see.
There's a market for
Anyways.
that in 2021.
Imagine that's a lot of.
They're
pictures.
cashing in.
Yeah. Let's be
All
honest. There's
right,
always
fourth
been a
of
market
five here.
for it.
Someone in the theater released a red balloon during the movie, and the whole theater cheered.
The real question
Are we
is
sure
which one.
it's-
I
But
mean, it's so obvious.
okay, I'm gonna guess actually. I'm going out on a limb. All right,
All right, everybody
I'm not
have
going
it.
to talk myself out of a right answer here.
I probably did, but
Mm. All right. I'm
All
ready.
right, everybody show boards.
Your phone is.
Oh. I decided to go with the sequel because I wasn't sure if people would know what a red
my gut
balloon
is
was
telling
yet.
me chapter 2. My gut is telling me chapter 2.
It was actually the limited series from 1990. No, it was 2017 yet.
Yay!
I thought I was thinking to myself, would people have been that familiar with the IP that they would know the red balloon like in the theater during like its initial run? I talked
That's
myself
fair.
out of something that was so easy. I did a Dan.
You did a
War of
me.
the
You
Worlds.
pulled a me.
Yeah,
That like
yeah.
marketing
Brendan
at the
Sabrina.
time.
That's
Where they
true.
like tied red balloons to like little things or whatever. They did that around Los Angeles and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was creepy. Oh, Comic
Oh,
Con
at
was the worst.
Comic-Con, they
They
had
just
like
hired
little
people to stand there with red
Yes.
balloons tied to them. It was creepy.
with yellow raincoats on.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Did you guys see
Yeah.
the house in Hollywood? I think it was on like Vine and something else. I went through it. It
We
was
lived
so cool.
2
It was
blocks
at Hollywood
from
and
it,
Vine. We
Yeah.
lived a block away on the other
Yeah.
side of the Pantages.
but never went there.
Oh, nice.
Strangely.
I love Riley and Clark Wolf's intro where they did the it intro against the Wild Berries. And it's the Wild Berries' first match, and they completely scared Makuga.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because it's really
which
easy
is
to
which
do
is
that.
very easy to do, but yeah.
A plus.
All right,
though. I
last
love
one,
I
guys.
love some good theatrics.
Last one here. If I were a director, I too would put a giant sheet over Casey Affleck just so I didn't have to look at him.
Yes.
I think we all are on the same page
Yeah.
with this one.
Oh, I heard you say Cheeto, not sheet, and I was like, I don't understand this at all.
You haven't seen the movie with the Cheeto on top of Casey Affleck?
Yeah.
Well, for some reason, I was like, wait, was he in Sausage Party and I didn't know? Or
See, no, the Cheetos the movie. That's the real underground hit. That's gotta check that one out. Casey Affleck getting lots of buzz for it.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks, Brandon.
Oh,
all right, everybody, show boards. I think we all have this.
One of my
Yep,
favorites.
it
of
is
all
a
time.
ghost story.
if you like
Yeah.
pie.
And Rooney Mara.
Nobody
And Rooney
would-
Mara. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's say. And Rooney
Rooney
Mara.
Mara, yeah. Well done, guys. Well done. Have we gotten any closer to our goal of feeding Dan, or is Dan gonna go hungry tonight? No food for Dan.
I'll make do. I'll get by. Don't worry about it.
will you eat some dry cereal?
Dry oatmeal. Yes, dry cereal.
Meal.
Sorry, I used to listen to Howard Stern, and they had these drops from George Takei that they would play all the time, and one of them was from a prank call where he was trying to order from a deli, and so they would just have this drop where he just said dry oatmeal, and they would just play it. And so, sorry, I'm gonna leave now. Goodbye.
Well, would we like to talk about a bit of news before we head out? Other film news. Maybe.
Sure. I want to talk
Alright.
about the Suicide Squad really quick.
Okay.
I am really looking forward to this movie. Now, I don't know if it's going to be an absolute like slam dunk home run where I love it, or if it's going to be a total dumpster fire and I love it, but I am 99% sure I'm going to love it. Is anyone else excited?
I'm excited. I just hope that somebody says the line, "What are we? Some kind of the Suicide Squad?"
Now, if that doesn't happen, I'm not going to like it, Brandon. Jeez.
You just ruined.
They're
the
gonna go
movie.
back really quick. They're definitely James Gunn is watching right now.
Yeah.
He's currently working behind the scenes to get
Hi,
that
James.
in the film right on time. So yeah, thank you, James, for all
Well,
that
we
you
know-
do. Run Brandon his
We
check.
know.
It's said by a character you wouldn't expect.
Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
I mean, we know the Suicide Squad's franchise history with editing, so wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm.
I don't think I'm ever
excited.
going to love the first one, but I get less and less angry at it every time I rewatch it for the Schmodown.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
I don't mind.
so
I just
bad.
love bad movies.
Yeah. And I respect that. It's I mean, some parts are really, really fun. Judging from the marketing and the trailers and everything, and even was it DC? Yeah, DC Fandom, when they had like that huge thing where with the entire cast was talking and stuff like that. It seemed like everybody had a really fun time. They already have the spinoff, obviously, for John Cena's character coming out. So I do think they have a lot of faith in this. Plus, James is amazing with ensembles. We've seen it before. Yeah, my main thing is just actually picking these people off, which it seems like they're going to do. Live up to the name of the Suicide Squad. We're supposed to get attached and they're supposed to die a really crazy death. That's the fun in all of this. So yeah. But I hope Pete Davidson is still alive at the end.
Same. Love Pete Davidson.
And at some
Thank you.
At some point, Joel Kidman has to say, "This is Katana. She's got my back." That also has to.
I also need him to eat a chicken wing, and I want to see him eat the whole chicken wing. I'm trying to find a picture. I have a picture of Dan and I in a bowl of cereal at a Suicide Squad event. I can't explain it any better than that. It's literally what it is. It's Dan and I in a bowl of cereal.
That's fair.
I mean, this movie already has an advantage over the first because it's not being edited by a trailer company.
That we know of.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know the editor?
I'm pretty
Personally?
sure that doesn't typically happen. You know, the statistical likeliness is very low.
Well, now that you've said it, it's going to happen, though.
Yeah, you
They
just
kicked
jinxed it.
James Gunn out of the editing bay. They're like, no.
Mm-hmm.
The guy
Yeah,
that did
the
Space
entire
Jam's trailer
production team.
is editing.
The entire
Dan,
production
if you
team
have that
of the
photo-
Suicide Squad is listening. They're taking notes.
And it just looks like a really cool like war film with a lot of really great set pieces. That's something else that's standing out to me a lot from a lot of the trailers and like marketing that we've seen. So I'm actually really, really excited. And also, first one's a low bar. So I think I'll like this one a lot better.
If this film is somehow worse than Suicide Squad, cinema is dead.
Cinema.
Cinema. It's if you can manage like with like a similar. If you do not learn from your mistakes and you make a worse film, like there's going to be some problem.
You kind of deserve it at that point.
Yeah. Warner Brothers after Tom and Jerry, Space Jam: A New Legacy, and if this is worse, they should probably just close down, just shut the doors. We're going home.
Is this dropping on HBO Max?
Yeah.
Oh,
August 5th, I think. It's either the 5th or the 6th, so less than a month.
Which is hilarious because I'm having my procedure on the 5th. And so I'm not going to have any idea what's going on, but I am 100% watching that movie. And I'm watching Free Guy the next week in the theater with Dan. I might be asleep the whole time. I won't even know. He'll be like, "You loved it." And I'll say, "Oh, yeah, I bet I did."
That's exactly
I'm
what
still gonna
happened
go.
when I saw Fast 9 for the first time. We went to like the midnight showing and we were at an AMC. So by the time the trailers were done and everything, it was already like 12:30, 1 in the morning. I fell asleep. I still had so much fun. I did see it a second time, so I actually watched the whole movie at one point.
That movie,
Oh, nice.
it's so
there you
nice.
go. Yeah, I'm going to be on so many painkillers, I'm not going to know my own name, but I'm still going to go see those movies.
F9. I marathon. I'd never seen the Fast and Furious film. I marathoned the entire franchise in a week leading up to
Me
F9.
too. I did the same
Yeah.
thing.
It was an adventure. I still can't decide if I I still can't decide if I loved them or hated them, but like I know that I liked them. I think that I liked them. The first 4 are rough, but I still kind of I feel they're so unique in my brain. Like I can't categorize them with any other film that or franchise that I've seen. It's just kind of its own thing. It exists in its own part of my brain, and I don't really know how to feel about it. But however I feel about it, I think I like it.
I want to crossover Fast and Furious and Suicide Squad.
Yes, sign me up. Well,
Yeah.
they're talking about it's rumored the Fast and Furious Jurassic Park crossover, which
That's ridiculous.
I can't.
That is the
I wanna-
stupidest thing.
yeah. Okay, so when are we getting Fast and Furious in IG though?
I want a Fast and Furious Cars crossover.
Oh. That's the
I want to hear what Owen
simultaneously
Wilson
the
thinks
best and
about
worst.
Dom trying to put Nos inside of him.
So then would that
You
be
can't put NOS inside of it. It's gonna mess up the motors. It's gonna mess up the engines, man. You can't do that. You can't do that, man. It's terrible. It's not good. It's not my best impression.
Bye, Dan.
mic drop with that?
Goodbye, Dan.
So then would Fast and Furious be animated or would Cars cross over Lion King live action style?
No, it's
Or
it's
would it
just
be
like
like
Space
a Who
Jam.
Framed Roger
It's
Rabbit?
Space Jam. Yeah.
Yeah, Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
$1 billion at the box office.
And then at the
Write me the
end-
check, Hollywood.
And then at the end, Mobius shows up and he's like, "No time to explain. You're my variant. We gotta go."
I would stop watching
Yes.
movies. I would literally
Wait,
stop
wait,
watching movies.
No, wait. So are we assuming that Lightning McQueen is a variant of Mobius?
Yes.
Yeah, that's headcanon for me. 100%.
Okay. Just make it, because that's
And
a
also,
crossover that could happen. It's all under the Disney family. So
Well, and also Hansel from Zoolander. That's also a variant of Mobius.
also Wedding Crashers. They're all variants.
He's like, "It's cool that you're."
Although he's
kinda
kinda terrible in
Couldn't have
that
been a
movie.
jet ski.
Yes, that's fair. But we need the Owen Wilson multiverse.
Yeah,
A movie that I'm really excited about though that just premiered at Cannes is The French Dispatch. It's been getting pretty positive reviews. I think it's at an 89% in Rotten Tomatoes right now, which is Grand Budapest Hotel had a 92%, so it's comparable. I'm really excited for this film. Wes Anderson is definitely top 5 directors for me. I love just he has such a distinct style. I love his production design and his cinematography in all of his films. His use of color and how he commits to a color palette is great. And since this is an anthology film, it's going to be telling 4 different stories. We should be getting like 4 different distinct Wes Anderson styles, which all of the Wes Anderson I need. But Brandon, Sabrina, what are you guys excited for French Dispatch?
I am. I watched a little bit. I hate watching trailers and clips and things like that because I love to go into movies knowing as little as possible. Exactly. Everything I need to know about the French Dispatch just from this, a beautiful mix of Gen Z, millennial, Bill Murray fashion. Timothy Chalamet needs a new stylist, but that's a different conversation. I'm very excited. I saw the clip with like Frances McDormand and Timothy Chalamet. And of course, I'll watch anything Wes Anderson does. I'll give anything a shot no matter what. I think his filmography is very consistent. And I think at least even his weakest film is very good and entertaining.
Yeah.
I have not seen the trailer for this, so I don't know what to expect.
Also, I heard it got booed at Cannes.
Booed?
I heard like somebody booed and it was like trending on Twitter. I didn't even look into it. But also, one of my favorite movies of like the last decade is Under the Silver Lake, and I know that it got absolutely trashed after Cannes, and that's why they kept like pushing back the release date, A24, and just like completely buried it.
Mm-hmm.
So, different audiences, everything's subjective. I'm excited for it personally.
Absolutely.
It was probably Paul W.S. Anderson booing because people keep letterboxing his movies thinking that they're Wes Anderson movies.
That's
it's just
probably
a lot of confusion.
A lot of the Andersons, Paul Thomas.
They're forgetting the E. Yeah.
Yeah,
Corey Roth in the chat. Yeah, he's already filming. Wes Anderson's already filming his next project in Spain with Bill Murray, and Tilda Swinton is also there as well. So Tilda Swinton and Bill Murray in Spain, which yes, Spain's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Mara, are you excited for French Dispatch?
I am. I'm also just agonizing over waiting for the new Edgar Wright film. Like October won't come soon enough. And Dan, I feel like you're about to appear because I said Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright, and yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. Last night in Soho. I'm excited. They moved it off the Dune release date, so we have to wait a little bit longer, but that's okay. I wouldn't want it to get swallowed up by Dune anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Speaking
dying,
of, did you see the
though.
Dune
It's
IMAX
July.
poster?
No.
What?
The Dune IMAX poster. It looks beautiful.
Oh.
We
Looks
can only
absolutely
talk about
stunning.
Timothy Chalamet movies for the rest of the show.
Yes.
Okay, well then
what-
let's
what
circle
can we say
right
here?
back to him being a young Casey Affleck in Interstellar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Any way to give Casey Affleck less screen time? I'm kidding. I don't actually have too much beef against him, but
Hold on, I have to read this. So I had actually pulled this for part of the Letterboxd review game, but I want to read you these reviews for Interstellar because it was going to be one of the choices. Sorry, I'm scrolling.
Okay.
I pulled a bunch.
Scroll.
Scrolling. I think it's right after this one. Okay, yes, here we go. Tell me you wouldn't cry too if your son grows up to be Casey Affleck. Man, I freaking wish this planet were going to be around long enough for Jessica Chastain to figure out a way to get us all the F off of it.
100.
And then, oh my God, I have a headache, but it's the best headache I've ever had. But the Casey Affleck one, that was going to be the third review, the one that would give you the definite answer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I loved Interstellar up until like the last 20 minutes. Like then it just went completely off. Like it took a left turn off of a cliff. I loved everything up to that point, and then Murph happened, and I was off board. Yeah.
How was your ghost, Murph?
have you ever attempted to do the Murph drinking game?
No.
Oh, you take a drink every time he says Murph.
But why would you ask me that? You know I'm underage. You know I wouldn't have played it.
You can drink plain old water, which is so good for you. And that's all we're gonna drink too. Totally, it's all.
I own Interstellar because it's a beautiful movie, but like
it's gorgeous.
I'm a fan.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's. I kind of want to try and pick it up on 4K upgrade because I'm sure that must just be gorgeous on 4K. But it has its issues.
I highly recommend. I think that Dan and I did a commentary track for it for the Patreon. If anybody is a patron that hasn't listened to it, oh my God, Brandon, I wish that you and I could do one because the scientists. I had so many things to say about the science, and I was just so into it. And then the second we went into how much we love other people part of the movie, I was like, and I'm done because I'm emotionally dead inside. But I mean, the stuff that they were able to do, like the first real rendering of a black hole using scientific data, it's just like blows my mind. I love it so much. And then at the end, I just get so angry.
Yeah.
Hey, look at all this cool science. Look at all the really cool time dilation stuff going on. It's like, did you know that love is the only thing that transcends time, space, logic, mathematics? You know.
that movie really could have been phenomenal. Like it could have been really phenomenal, and it wasn't. So
no.
Yeah. Did you guys see the trailer for Turning Red, the new Pixar film?
I think I did. Yeah.
I did not.
Looked interesting.
Mara, did you see it?
Like,
I actually also did not. I had some issues splitting my dough earlier, so I was running late to the show by a little bit.
Yeah, we still.
Speaking of which, I guess Dan's not gonna eat dinner. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, Dan's just not gonna eat dinner. All we need is $27, guys, and then Dan gets to eat.
It's fine. That they don't have to. I'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll feed you. We just won't feed you on camera.
Yes. But Brandon, sorry, we interrupted you.
Yeah. No, Pixar's cranking out a lot of movies lately, it seems. So I don't know, like, because Pixar's been known for like every single movie is like a masterpiece, but now they're just cranking out so much, it's just impossible to keep that standard of excellence. And this one looks kind of some of their stuff. I'm like, this could have been a Disney animation movie, probably. And then those you can be like, that's not good. They're a dime a dozen, you know. So I don't know. But it looks interesting. It looks different than some of the stuff that they normally do, like stylistic wise too. I think we're seeing a lot of things a little different coming out of Pixar over the last couple of years. So I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I feel like I still can't forgive them because they did Luca so dirty by not releasing it in theaters.
Silencio, Bruno.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they didn't have enough faith in it, and that is so that is so obvious. But Gen Z TikTok has really embraced it. Like there's like Silencio Bruno and all this stuff. Like all these sounds are trending, and people are watching it and really enjoying it. So I wish they would have released that one in theaters. That would have been a really fun one to watch because that one's not up to caliber of like, ooh, life altering, super crazy, like look into your life and like really focus on something. It's not that type of film from Pixar, but it was still really fun and I enjoyed it. So
I liked it.
I didn't see that trailer.
Yeah.
So
it was sweet. It was nice. It was enjoyable.
It was wholesome.
Yeah, and it I don't think a lot of people had criticisms. That was for some reason hard to say. Criticisms of it just because it wasn't like the type of Pixar like Inside Out or Coco where it's like you have like an existential crisis while watching this movie. But I feel like that's okay. Like not all films should be held up to that standard from Pixar. I feel like it's okay for them to just make a nice movie. I mean, I don't think that it's top tier Pixar, but I thought it was a perfectly fine movie. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm confused why it wasn't released theatrically. Like I don't know what would have replaced it. Like what else did Disney have that was pushed? Like there was nothing that was in unless like Black Widow, but like that also got like a simultaneous streaming release. Like I don't know what was pushed to around the same time that forced them to put it onto streaming, or like if they just
I think it
didn't
totally
have
could have
faith in it.
dominated at the time if they released it
Absolutely.
theatrically.
Well, especially with Soul coming off of the Best Animated Feature win, like people would just be excited to see Pixar back in the theaters. So yeah, it really doesn't make a lot of sense, but because the animation is really beautiful. Like I love the water animation. Like it's really really well done. Like they've really mastered the look of water, because that always used to be kind of a thing to shy away from in 3D animation. So yeah, but think it's about that time, Ara, to wrap up.
Yeah, I think so. We've we've managed to both talk about a lot of movies, talk about a lot of movies that aren't the movies you wanted me to talk about, because it turns out I'm not good at the Letterboxd movie review game. But we were able to get Brandon and Sabrina through without them hating us or deciding never to come back. So that's a win. And Dan Murrell will get fed. He'll just get fed off camera. Please don't worry. We never starve our Dan Murrells. But Brandon and Sabrina, where can people find you when you're not here?
Oh, me
You go
first?
first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, why not?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BrandonHannah07. You could also find me at youtube.com/BrandonHannah, where I do videos about science. I've had Mara on a few times on my show. I've had Sabrina on.
Yes.
So if you enjoy that sort of thing, come over and check that out.
I'm gonna
And
dye
you
your
could
hair
also
like that.
see me in Venom Let There Be Carnage.
I don't think
coming
that
out
needs
soon.
any
Yes.
promo.
No.
People are probably gonna see that one.
Perfect.
Sure.
You'll never
Sure.
find that.
And you guys can follow me
Okay,
on Twitter and
Parker.
Instagram at Sabrina X Monica, also on Twitter at Sabrina on Film, the Geeks of Color website, the Geeks of Color YouTube account, also the First Cut YouTube account, and the Meaning of Podcast.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys again
Lots of
so
things.
much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Trevor, people can find you here this same time next week. Dan, do you want anyone
Yeah.
to find you, or do you want to hide in the spare room? Continue to do that.
I'm okay. I'm gonna go scavenge the streets for food.
I'm gonna feed you just off camera. God. Well, in case people did want to find Dan Murrell, he does do a lot of great things on his Patreon, patreon.com/Dan Murrell, and on his YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dan Murrell Movies. I lurk about on the internet, but if you guys want to follow me, I'm at that Mara LA on Instagram and at that Mara on Twitter. So you'll see a lot of really insightful things. I've been really nihilistic lately, so just be prepared. We're on another successful show, I think, everybody. So please tune in again, same time next week, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific. Do the math anywhere else. And we'd love to see you guys. And yeah, see you guys next week.
Bye.